Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Ashley and today we're going to be doing another Trendmood unboxing. So these are really fun. If you are not on Instagram and you don't know who Trendmood is, I'm going to need you to pause, create an Instagram account, and start following Trendmood because that is where I get the vast majority of my information when it comes to the newest releases, newest launches, things like that. It is an awesome resource for a lot of different things, and I think it was earlier this year, if not late last year, she started creating her own boxes, which is super fun. So these are just curated makeup boxes. Sometimes they are a mix of different brands, like the one that I filmed a couple of months ago. This time it is a takeover box, meaning that everything in the box is by one brand, and it is a varying amounts to purchase them. It's not like a traditional subscription box. You don't sign up and then every month get billed and sent a box and that kind of thing. This is definitely a one-off sort of thing. So if it's a box that you're interested in, you log on and you buy it. But the supplies are quite limited. So if you see one that you're interested in, make sure to hop on it quickly because they do sell out rather fast. This one is a brand Takeover by Nabla. Nabla is a little bit newer for me personally. I have two of the eyeshadow palettes and a lip gloss. I really want to try some of their face products as well. I tried to get my hands on some of the highlighters. In March, because I was in the hospital. They were on the 21 Days of Beauty. I had them in my favorites list. I had it all ready to go, and I'm not kidding you. 8:30 in the morning, and they're already sold out, the shades that I wanted at least. So it was very frustrating, and I haven't been able to bring myself to pay full price for them because I almost had them at half off. I'm still feeling some sort of way, but I do really want to try their highlighters and their bronzers. They're just a really interesting brand for me. It's nice to try things that are new. So let's go ahead and break into this bad boy here. Now, I do already know what's in the box, even though I have not opened it and looked at it yet, but look at this look at this inside. How freaking classy. How classy is that? It's very pretty. Everything's wrapped in this little paper here. This is an eye-centric box, so that is why all of the rest of my makeup is already on my face, and we are just gonna break into this beauty right here. So, get her open and take a look at everything in here. Alright, so I already know the one thing that I am not going to be trying out today, at least I don't think I am, and that is this right here. This is the Nabla Ruby Lights Glitter Palette. I got one of these in my other Trendmood box as well. Y'all know I'm just not personally a fan of big chunky glitter, which is exactly what this is. Make sure nothing's gonna fall out. But that is what it looks like there. It's really pretty, and if you are a fan of chunky glitters, this would be something that is really up your alley. Yeah, I'm not even gonna swatch these because I know I'm not gonna put them on my eyes. Because here's the thing, I'm really particular about my glitter. And this has big, chunky chunks of glitter, and those are just not safe for your eyes. So I don't run the risk. I know a lot of people do, and they don't have any trouble with it at all, and that is their call. It's just not one that I am going to make, and so I'm just going to put this in a giveaway and not touch it, but I have heard good things about this particular product if it is up your alley. So what does that leave us? That leaves us with the actual pressed powder eyeshadow palette, which, get it out of its bubble wrap, is this right here. So this is the Side by Side Nude Palette by Nabla, and I've been seeing a lot of folks on Instagram making looks with this, and it just made me that much more excited because I knew I was going to try to get this box. The palette itself looks just like the box did, so it's got this gold detailing on it, and when you touch it, it's ribbed, so it feels really neat, and I like it. When you open it up, it does have a mirror. Ooh, and it bends back really easily, so you're not breaking the binding on it. But this is what the shades look like. I was super, super excited about this palette because it does run on the cooler tone of things. And that is something that I've always been super into. I don't have a lot of it in my collection because, to be honest, not a lot of it has been available since we've been on a very warm trend for quite a while now. So when I saw this coming out, I knew that it was one that I wanted because it definitely serves a purpose in my collection that I don't have a lot of. So in addition to that, we do have this. This is a mascara. This is the Major Pleasure Mascara. It promises, or claims, I guess that's a better word, claims 100% dramatic volume, 94% extended lash length, 97% say that their eyes look bigger, and 91% said lashes look like they're multiplied. So, interested to give this a try. I really love this very nude sort of packaging. Very, I don't know, I feel like it's just very classy. The packaging itself, it feels like it's kind of metal and it's got some weight to it. So I'm really excited to try this out. And then finally, in this package right here, something that I am extremely excited about are some brushes. I love brushes, and the thing is, I never buy them for myself. I don't know why, but I do love brushes. Now, they did come in this little, how pretty is that? Little zipper bag. I have about a bajillion zipper bags because I had Ipsy for a number of years, so I definitely don't need to keep that, but this is what the brushes look like. So I'm going to take just a minute, pull everything out of its packaging, and then we'll take a look at all of the brushes. All right, so the brushes are all opened up, and this is what they look like. They are really, really pretty. So they have this sort of see-through, very ruby type of handle here. And then the ferrule itself is this kind of spun gold. It is really, really nice. I am very excited to use this. So they look really nice. They feel really, really soft. So just to quickly run through the brushes that came in the set, we have a double-ended brush. I'm assuming it's got this side for either eyebrows or liner, and then a spoolie on this end here. And then starting with the largest, we've got kind of a fluffy domed brush right here. This is the N306. We also have more of a kind of less tapered domed fluffy brush. This is the N305. We have a fluffy but pinched brush right here, kind of squared off. This is the N304. Then we have kind of a fatter packing brush. It's also squared off, but it's much more dense. This is the N204. We have another packing brush, but this one is very dense and it's not fluffy at all. This is the N103. We also have a tapered blending brush right here that's just smaller than its counterparts. This is the N205. And finally, we have a dense little kind of bullet brush. It's not quite a pencil brush, it's more of a bullet in my opinion, and it is the N303. So I thought it would be really fun to put this on my eyes. So I will go ahead and zoom you in, and then we'll go ahead and we will get started. All right, so here we are nice and zoomed in. I'm going to try to do this without interruptions, but I can't lie, my house is absolute chaos right now. So we're gonna go ahead and start with this shade right here, Burnt Sienna. And I'm gonna take that into my crease itself. And for this, I'm going to be using this brush right here, which is the N305. And I will say I have used Nabla eyeshadows in the past, and I really do enjoy their formula very, very much. So I have every expectation that these are going to perform beautifully. And based on this one shadow here, Burnt Sienna, so far It is going on so nicely. It's not going on with any sort of patchiness. It's not skipping or dragging. The brush is really very, very soft, but as you can see, it's still picking up product. Now, I am very gentle with my makeup, I'll be quite honest. So I'm not experiencing any kick up, but literally all I'm doing is I'm just tapping to get a little bit of color and building up from there. I'm definitely not a swirl kind of person. I am a tap kind of person. I hope that makes sense. But I'm going to build up the color in my crease, and then I'm going to blend it out from there. Take just a little bit more on both sides, and then we'll move on in the look. It's staying very true to color as well, which is nice. The color that is in the pan is what I see on my lids. So now that we have that there, I'm going to switch brushes. I'm going to use the N306, and I'm going to go in with, I think, Halftime, which is this shade right here. And I'm going to take that up through my transition and use it to blend out the edges of Burnt Sienna. Just use it to soften everything up very nicely. This is definitely a very nice quality mirror. I don't have any sort of distortions, and it fits really, really nicely in my hand, which I absolutely appreciate. All right, now that I have everything blended together, I'm going to take, that one had just a touch of kick up in it. I think I want to take on this brush here, the N304, I'm going to take a little bit of tempera, I'm not sure how to say it, but it's this deeper shade right here. It's like Burnt Sienna's deeper counterpart. And I'm going to use that on the outer V of my eye just to bring some depth. I think that this would make a beautiful sort of everyday kind of palette, but it has enough sparkle and interest that you could easily kind of dress it up too. But I think that this is a really well thought out, very beautiful palette. And just as with the other shades, everything is going on very nicely, blending together without becoming muddy and just looking really, really nice. And I'm trying to use as many of the brushes that came in this set as I can. And one thing I will say, and this is a silly thing, but I really like that the bristles are not white or kind of a light cream color. Not that there's anything actually wrong with that, but I always feel like I'm gonna mess them up, and so I hate using them because I'm afraid I'm gonna, you know, make them not pretty anymore. Okay, so now I think I want to bring just a little bit more depth, a little bit closer to the lash line. So I'm gonna take this more tapered brush, the N205, and I'm gonna take Clan, which is this shade right here. And I'm just gonna take that right along the kind of lash line on the outer V, just to, again, kind of deepen things up just a little bit. Not much because, well, it's me and I don't do a lot of dark looks. But I do wanna add what I can, and I do wanna be using as many of these shadows as I can reasonably use. There we go. All right, and then using kind of the fluffier of the two packing brushes, the N204, I am going to go into Cedarwood, Cedarwood, which is this really shimmery shade right here. And I'm gonna put that in the center of the lid all the way until almost the inner third. I'm gonna use this kind of in the center. Ooh, that's pretty. That's very pretty. I am getting a little bit of fallout, but I think it's the brush more so than anything else. I don't usually use this style of brush for shimmery shades. But like I said, I really wanted to get all of the brushes a little bit of a go. I really do like that color quite a bit. All right, and then I'm going to take the really dense brush and I'm going to go into Ray of Light, which is this shade right here, and I'm going to put that all along the inner third. This is not my favorite brush. It's more like what I would use to apply concealer with if I was doing like a cut crease. It is those very slick sort of bristles, and I don't like it for what I'm doing. So instead, I'm gonna go ahead and just take my finger and use that. There we go. There we go. That looks really nice. And I'm going to bring it right into the inner corner as well. That looks really nice. Okay, let's also work on the lower lash line as well, since I've already done all my makeup. But before I do, let's go ahead and sweep away a little bit of that fallout with just a very, very fluffy brush. Yeah, it all wiped away very, very easily. Okay, so we are going to take this sort of bullet brush right here, and I'm gonna go back into Burnt Sienna, which is that first shade that we used, and I'm gonna take that all on the lower, at least half. Yeah, half to 2/3 is what we're doing. I like this brush. I mean, I've liked all but that one brush. That applied really nicely. Okay, and then going back to this brush right here, this is the N306. I'm gonna go back into Halftime, and I'm just gonna soften up the lower lash line a little bit. All right, I am actually really, really loving that. I brought over some eyeliner, but I think I'm gonna not do any eyeliner. I think I'm just gonna go in with the mascara. So I am very, very excited. I love trying new mascaras. And the brush is one that seems right up my alley. So it is a natural bristled brush, as you can see there, but it's smaller and a little bit more tapered. So unlike things like the Better Than Sex that has just a massive wand, and for me, I get really out of control with it and it ends up everywhere, this has a similar sort of shape and style without being as bulky. And it's darkening up my lashes nicely. I am now realizing that I totally forgot to curl my lashes. I just got so excited to use the mascara that I totally forgot. But that's okay. It's gripping the lashes really, really nicely so that they are all nice and coated, very separated without being clumpy. That is really beautiful. Okay, so you can definitely see a difference between each eye. That's really, really, really pretty. I like that a lot. Okay, I'm gonna do the other eye and then I'll be right back. All right, so the last thing that I'm gonna do to finish this look off is apply some of my Nabla Shine Theory Lip Gloss in the shade Stardust Radio. This did not come in the Trendmood box. I just happened to already have it and thought it would be appropriate to finish out whatever look I decided to put together. There we go. I really enjoy this lip gloss. It's pigmented without being over the top. It is very nice and conditioning on the lips without being sticky. Now, as with most lip glosses, if my hair gets in it, my hair is gonna get stuck because that is what lip gloss does, but you don't get like the weird sort of trails in your lips that some lip glosses give you. So I do like it quite a bit. And I have to say, I really like everything that I tried from this box. I'm really, really happy that I picked it up. Now, as I said in the beginning, the Trendmood boxes are very, very limited stock. I have every expectation that it's been sold out at this point. If not, I will make sure to link it in the description box below, but I will also make sure to link as many of these individual pieces in the description box below. So if there's something that you saw that you want to get more information on or maybe pick up, that will be linked in the description, as well as, you know, everything else that I'm wearing on my face today. But I have to say, I'm very, very happy. I am so excited about this palette. As I said, really love these kinds of tones and colors. And I think that this is a really well done formula. If you haven't tried Nabla eyeshadows, I do highly recommend them. I know that they are carried at Ulta. So if you have some Ulta points, that's always a really great way to spend them, is on new brands and new products that maybe you wouldn't have picked up otherwise. For me at least, sometimes it's a little bit easier to, you know, not spend real money. I mean, it is real money, but you know what I mean. I do think though that the real showstopper for me is this mascara. Like, I'm not sure if it is going to dethrone my current favorite, which is the Marc Jacobs At Lashed, but we may come close. I'll have to reserve judgment because this is my first time wearing it, so I don't know how it's gonna wear the rest of the day. I mean, it's 2:30 in the afternoon, so there's not a lot of day left, but you know, I want to make sure that there's no smudging or transferring or flaking or anything like that, so I will make sure to talk about this again in the future. But for right now, I am absolutely loving the way that my lashes look. I love the way my eyeshadow looks. I'm really happy with the performance of the brushes, so I'm very excited to try those out more. Have you tried any of these products, or do you have a favorite Nabla product that you think that I should check out? I'm very interested to get more into this brand, so please let me know in the comments below. Have you checked out any of the Trendmood boxes? If so, what are your thoughts? I'm very interested in that as well. Thank you for spending some time with me today. I hope that you're having an amazing day, and I will see you next time. Bye.